very good evening. You're watching Bizworld. The first story of the day. The government will continue to cultivate an ecosystem that enables businesses to thrive and make Malaysia an attractive investment destination. Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said the government would also pursue policies that ensure favourable market conditions for Malaysian exports.
As a Prime Minister, I wish to take this opportunity to offer my ardent assurance that Malaysia was, is, and will always be a country that is pro-business, pro-trade and pro-investment. My government will continue to cultivate an ecosystem that enables businesses to thrive and makes Malaysia an attractive investment destination. We will also pursue policies that ensure favorable market conditions for Malaysian exports.
He said this during the virtual World Chinese Economic Summit today. Recognizing China as a key proponent of the multilateral trading system, the Prime Minister said the country has been a voice of reason and moderation throughout the COVID-19 crisis. He also called for other countries to ensure that emergency measures introduced to mitigate the risks associated with the pandemic would not disproportionately affect trade and investment flows. The outflow of foreign funds continued as offshore investors were net sellers of 178.8 million in equities on Bursa Malaysia over the previous week, bringing year-to-date net selling of 25 billion ringgit. MIDF research said foreign investors sold 81.6 million ringgit net of local equities as the market reopened on Monday last week, while retailers and local institutions were net buyers and net sellers to the tune of 148.6 million ringgit and 67.72 million ringgit respectively. As 2020 inches closer to the end, to recap, retailers and local institutions have been net buyers for Bursa to the tune of 13.61 billion ringgit, bigger than local institutions at 10.87 billion ringgit. AirAsia ex AAX Berhad claimed that Malaysia Airports Holdings Berhad MAHB is not entitled to collect passenger service charges PSC, among other charges, in defence it filed against the airport operator, which is suing AAX to claim for 78.16 million ringgit in payment owed. According to AAX, the Malaysian Aviation Commission MAHB stated that the PSC aircraft parking charges, landing charges, airside driving permit charges, airside vehicle permit charges and airport pass charges may only be collected by MAHB and be retained in an Aviation Commission fund and not by a licensed company. There is also no provision in the MAHB Act or the subsidiary legislation made thereunder that obligates airlines such as the defendant to collect all the charges on behalf of a licensed company or of MAHB. MAHB's wholly owned Malaysia Airports Sepang initiated the civil suit against AAX in October to claim for 78.16 million ringgit, which MAHB said was payment owed for aeronautical charges that included 60 million ringgit in PSC, a matter that has been long-running dispute between the two parties. Sunway Theme Parks is confident that recent success in producing effective COVID-19 vaccines will soon help the tourism industry get back to normality.
Kami ada banyak confident bahawa tahun ini, tahun depan merupai satu tahun yang baik untuk tourism. I think pada masa inilah kita mewajibkan semua orang Malaysia melawat tarikan utama di Malaysia. Kadang-kadang kita melawat luar negeri, tarikan luar negeri, tapi negara kita sendiri mempunyai banyak-banyak theme park ataupun tarikan yang menarik.
Kelvin said Sunway Theme Parks also introduced State of Play, which heightened standard operating procedures well above the standards implemented by the Health Ministry in its 52.41 hectares theme parks combined. He added that both theme parks under the company, Sunway Lagoon and Sunway Lost World of Tambun, received more than 1,000 visitors on the first day of reopening last Saturday. The number of visitors have been reduced to 25% of the total capacity at both theme parks, which is much lower than the 50% allowed by the government. Sunway, he said, is setting aside some investment to add new attractions, including a new night park concept next year. That's all the time we have for Bizworld this time around. I'm Arief Subhan. Thank you for watching. Keep tuning in to TV3.